Hey, good people, happy Sunday. It just dawned on me that I have posted pretty much every Sunday of this month, which is amazing. I told you guys that I would get better at posting on Sundays, and hopefully these past 4 Sundays straight have proved it. On top of that, this is my second Couch Conversations episode in October. I try to do at least one every month, as you guys know, if you've been following the pattern here. But with the holiday season quickly approaching, I am not sure if we will be able to fit in a Couch Conversations episode for next month. So y'all get a second one this month. Anyways, today marks 7 months since a major life event occurred, and I'm just sharing a little life update on what, life has been like since that time all the way up until now. So today is October 22nd. 7 months ago today, on March 22nd, my pop passed away, and it honestly has been it's felt longer to me, of course. It's like every time we hit another month, it seriously throws me off because the timing has been just so weird to me. It's been forever, but it hasn't. But we haven't hit a year yet. These past 7 months of life has been interesting, to say the least. Over the course of this past year, with everything that's happened, people have asked me, off and on, how am I doing? And I really don't have a consistent answer anymore. It's definitely been a roller coaster that I didn't expect to ride so early on in life. Losing 2 grandparents within 5 years, one at 12 years old and then the other at 16 years old. It has been such a blur. 2023 itself has been a blur, but yet I still remember almost everything of what's been going on. Right now, my biggest next thing to tackle is just the holiday season coming up. We've got Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day, just looking at it from a glance, leaving this year, coming into next year. I got through my birthday, as you guys saw, which I did not know would be that hard emotionally. Everyone's been talking about how excited they are for the holidays, and I tend to, keep my mouth shut during that conversation because I am the one within the friend group that has recently experienced a loss, and as to be expected, loss and holidays don't go together. So, it's like now that my grandparents are both gone, I literally have felt like I have forgotten how to be excited about holidays. Seriously, because I just don't know what to do with myself. I've never known Christmas without grandparents, and this year everything changes. We've been doing the same thing for 16 years, and it's just when I hear other friends talking about their grandparents and things like that, I'm just well, good for y'all, because that's over for me. My social life is struggling just a little bit because I struggle with getting out of my mind because I always overthink whether or not people can handle the broken side of me. I have felt like a terrible friend and big sister because I feel so out of my norm sometimes that I don't feel like I'm in my element, which has led to fatigue and exhaustion. The thing is, people do life dumps on me, but because I'm expected to be the listener, I overthink whether or not I should share the broken side of me because I don't feel like other people can handle it, because to the peer group, I'm supposed to be holding them up. It's like a constant cycle. The saying "it's going to be okay" has tripped me up this past year of my life because, well, honestly, the past 8 years of my life, because it's just for me, I am literally it feels like every year for the past 8 years, I have had to refigure out what okay is and what that means for me all over again, because right now my mind is blank. And like I said earlier, when people really honestly want to know how I'm doing, I really do not have an answer because it's just back and forth. It's a mind game. Something else that's a little hard, it's gotten better over time, but it's still hard, that is phone calls. Usually when my parents were busy and working, I would call Pop and, he would listen to me, I would listen to him, we would talk about life, school, etc. And now that he's not here, and when my parents don't answer, sometimes it's just that emotion that I feel, because it reminds me, one, of course, the void, but number two, it reminds me of when I had someone's undivided undivided attention. And when Pop Pop would just drop everything just to hear me say whatever I wanted to say and to tell him about whatever. So, when I would call my parents and they wouldn't answer, that would wreck me in a sense. It still does in some ways, but not as bad. Another thing that has really tripped me up these past 7 months is just being home alone. Since Pop Pop passed away, I've been very picky about, whether or not I want to be home alone. I remember for a while after Pop Pop passed away, it would make me emotional when my parents would leave the house. It's just something about that security. For me, I hated being by myself. It was like sadness mixed in with that security as well. And whenever I would be home alone, I would always have that conscious thought like, okay, Pop Pop's right down the street. Now, mind you, Pop Pop was bedridden. So if something did happen, he couldn't do anything. But just his existence and his presence, like as a male figure, like just him being 2 minutes away was literally security to me. Of course, there is so much more to all of this. And, if I could have had my grandparents without, all the health and medical issues and situations and challenges, that would have done me like so much good. But at the end of the day, we could only do so much for so long, and Pop Pop could only handle it for so much longer. And although I knew the worst was going to happen, when the worst did happen, it still shook me. People have told me, well, you got your life and your parents back. At this point, it's literally an assumption that Poppy was a burden on me. Like, what the heck? Like, I hate that so much when people say that, because yes, in a sense, like, it is true that we do not have the stress of taking care of Poppy like on a consistent basis. But listen, in those worst moments, in those hard times, like being with Pop Pop in those moments were some of the greatest memories that I will never forget. And even before Pop Pop passed away, like my life and my parents were taken away from me because of other circumstances and other situations. And so it irks my nerve when people say that, because honestly, life feels so much harder now. Although it has been hard and everything's just kind of been a whole plot twist and whirlwind this entire year, I'm grateful that my Poppy is in God's hands, both Poppy and Grandma. The way that Pop fought was something that I have never seen before in my entire life. Like, I've never known anyone to have as many health problems as Pop Pop had, and honestly, he is my hero. I miss him a lot because, just it's different and things are changing so fast. I feel like I have not had the adequate time to, just take it all in, because the time has literally just went like this and disappeared. But in the end, whatever God's will may be, let it be. So yeah, you guys, that is my little life update, life after loss, and what it's been like 7 months after everything's happened. And thank you guys so much for riding along this journey with me. I know this year has been a lot different for you guys, especially watching my channel, because this year has been different for me personally. But thank you guys for being such a supportive community and family, and I love you guys so much.